Might and Magic 5 tier list. Please let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Don't forget, like, subscribe. Today we are doing all of the heroes and Heroes of Might and Magic 5. I'll be as quick as I can, but as detailed as I can, because I know there's a lot of heroes right there, but I do have extra shit written down next to me just in case I forget what everybody does and their name. Bear with me because I don't remember everybody's name specifically and what specifically everybody does, which is why I have the list over here. Cheating a little bit because I don't play all of the heroes myself. But feel free to check out all my other Heroes of Might and Magic 5 content. So many other tier lists, whether it's towns, creatures, and the whole dual mode series here. But I will be mixing around who I go from. I don't want to do, all Haven because I feel like that'll be boring. So we'll try to come and go as we see fit. We'll start with Orson here. I know Mr. Orson is the zombie lord. Zombies are pretty mid. I think they can be pretty strong tier 2 units with Orson, especially depending on what level you get them. But I still don't really think that it is enough. This is messed up. I apologize. But I would say that Orson is probably still B, mostly just because zombies unfortunately aren't too great. And while Necropolis is my team, that's definitely my town. It's not the most useful there, I would say. Deirdre, we'll go with that. I think she's pretty bad. Banshee Howl to me is not really a very useful cast or anything. It's not super meaningful to the whole fight to me. And other than that, she don't really have anything super specific or fancy or anything like that. So I just honestly leave her alone. Irina, the Griffin hero, I would say, honestly, I feel like S. I feel like the Griffin hero is pretty insane. Having super strong Griffins is massive for Haven, and already starting with some basic luck and magic resistance there for her makes for a very strong army, especially, I mean, we've seen it in the dual mode series. She's definitely has a strong ass army. It's definitely because of those Griffins. Vittorio, I'm gonna say, honestly, I'm gonna put Vittorio in S as well. I think that Ballista, so being able to have more ballista shots based on level is honestly huge, even if it's just a basic ballista. I mean, I'm gonna keep referring to this dual mode series. We have seen him literally just wipe stacks of creatures with a 4-shot ballista, uh, just basic, because while it might not do an insane amount of damage, having 4 shots of it is just a lot, especially to smaller stacked creatures for sure. And the fact that he starts with the ballista honestly just saves you slash him money in regular games, having a ballista to start, and the more you increase his level, the more shots you get with it. So it's definitely a very strong start and a very strong item and hero just for that. Oser here is the master of the hunt, the hunter hero. Hold on one second, I'm making sure that that is him. I'm 99% sure. With basic luck as well, who again I have winning the dual mode series, but we will get to that in future videos. So many of Sylvan have luck, and when you have that on them, it's insane, especially with the hunter hero. That dude can wipe absolutely everything, let me tell you. Um, he's super strong just with those. That's all. That's the only 2 things you need. You need the hunters to be able to take a turn and have some luck on him, and he'll wipe you. Um, Haggish here with the centaur. I honestly, I'll put him at B just because centaurs are pretty decent. Um, but overall, it's just increasing centaurs and basic attack. So, I mean, centaurs can definitely be good, and obviously, you can make them be extra good with that. But it's hard to put the stronghold heroes in certain spots just because they don't have spells and specificities like some of the other heroes do. But overall, he's pretty good. Golem hero here and Razak. Golems are definitely one of the strongest academy creatures for sure. Um, I'll put him in B as well. Seems like we're kind of making a little bit of a trend here with that, but with it's just hard to put him higher because so many of the other units suck, and it's hard to have Golem. I'll put him at A just because Golems have magic resistance. You can definitely create some super strong Golem stacks, and I think he deserves that for sure. Um, so this is the Gremlin Master though. Gremlin Master, I'm only gonna put in B, um, just because while Gremlins are a pretty good tier 1 unit, um, they're only going to get so strong. They're not going to be anything too amazing. And him only having, I mean, he does start with the ammo cart and a ballista and the war machine, so that's nice. But I still don't feel like he's like an A tier hero just because if you're basically a tier 1 hero going there, it's not too amazing. The Cerberus hero down here, I forget his name, the Hellhound Man. I gotta put Hellhound Man down here at C. I forget his name, I'll scroll through here on my left, but Hellhounds are good for exactly one hit, and then they're pretty trash. Grawl? Yeah, I do like Hellhounds and Cerberus. I think they're fun, and if they go untouched, then they can definitely wipe the board, but they're just super weak. And obviously, if you're the Cerberus hero, you can make that defense go up, and the attack at the same time, obviously, but it's still just not enough, and you would have to get that hero's level super up to make it even worth it. And there's just a lot better um, Inferno heroes to be, um, like Miss Deleb here, which I'm going to put all the way in S as well, having the Fireball ballista and starting with that and the ammo cart at the same time. So a 2-shot fire ballista to start the game is pretty massive, especially early game when Inferno kind of struggles. Um, so Deleb is super strong to me anyway. Miss Bear Rider Ebba, I don't really think Bear Riders are very great. Um, they are okay, and I think because she is that hero, you can make them pretty good. It's alright, but nothing too fancy. Mr. Carly Spearman here, I'll put him at C because I feel like I give a little bit more. I like the heroes that are good for creatures, or are the creature heroes, if that makes sense, you know, like this group basically. Um, but at the same time, they're not always the strongest either. Um, but that's definitely some of my preferences to play. But the Spearmen just kind of suck, so I don't even really worry about having them. Let's see, who else? This is Glib, who I mentioned in my updated towns video. Feel free to watch that out. I would have to say he is probably the best Academy hero in the game. solely because of what he does, which is just a mirror effect. So if I cast a spell on Glib, he has a pretty good chance to just mirror that effect back on a creature of mine, which I think is huge. You basically just can't cast on him. Not well, anyway. You're definitely taking huge risks against Glib there casting. Vampire Princess here. I want to put her in A. I feel like the Vamps are arguably the best Necropolis creature, so having them be even stronger is insane. But at the same time, that's definitely their first target. Like if you're facing Necropolis, that's definitely who the AI or who any enemy is really gonna hit first to just get rid of them, so they don't stay there and wipe your team and keep resurrecting themselves. But it's yeah, I have to keep her A. She's good because Vamps are great already, so make them even more OP. But aside from that, and the fact that they're gonna get killed first is a little more difficult to deal with there. Who else do we have? Let's just do. Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to do this. All right, we'll do Casper here, who's one of my favorite Necropolis heroes with the um, first aid tint, but the decay first aid tint, which I think I'm gonna put him. I gotta put him in S, honestly. I think the starting with a tint that you can have be the decay tint or heal, and it actually do its job with that is it's pretty nice, especially to start with that in the early game, and then the longer it goes, the better it gets because your hero gets better. So it's definitely super strong there. Um, Raven is not too amazing. I mean, you might get some weakness spells cast against you, um, but you do start with some basic dark and destructive, so it's okay. So I'll give her to C because she'll get good spells for sure, but she's not a very strong starter there. Um, I'm trying to find. I know. Let's see. There's three. I must have missed a Necropolis here when I did this. Anyway. But let's see. So we got. Trying to find some people that I actually know what they do, so I don't have to sit there and scroll. So I believe this man is the footman guy. We'll give him to B because squires are pretty solid in itself. But it's nothing. I mean, they're decent, but I don't really think it's super worth it. Um, Garuna. Garuna, I'm going to give to C. She's not really great, so you get +1 to attack for all creatures for every 6 freaking levels for each enemy troop killed. Now, I think that just stacks per fight and not per, like, throughout the game. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Goblin Man here just gets a weekly goblin increase. Um, and I don't really think that that's worth it to me. Goblins aren't going to do shit for you, like we've talked about. Shaq right here, we're just going to call him Shaq the Wyvern Hero. Having a tier 6 hero is pretty strong. While Wyverns are decent, I would say the higher end of good. but the rest of his stuff is not too great, and to wait that long to get wyverns and make him actually super beneficial um, is pretty far. I still think it's pretty good because wyverns can definitely, they're already pretty good units, so having them be even better is pretty insane here. Trying to remember what everybody does. This is the Blood Maiden Dungeon Hero, which I think is arguably one of the best dungeon heroes. And we're gonna go A with that, because that's just, Blood Maidens are super good, but the problem is still with dungeon their growth. You just have so little growth for all the stacks in dungeon that it's just not good. It's definitely not hard to get going there with that. Let's see. Weapon, Vittorio. Alright, so Cavalier Hero with Klaus. Again, kind of like the Wyvern guy, I think it's worth it just because once you finally get them, by the time you do, it's going to be super, super insane. But other than that, he's not too great. And again, having to wait that long can definitely be difficult. But once you get there, those guys are going to be insanely strong. So I believe, let me see, one of these, Archer Hero. Oops, let me get that out of the way. I would say the Archer Hero is probably S, just because that's such a strong start, and starting with ammo cart and everything can definitely be very good there. So this guy just brings in stacks of ghosts. I forget his name, but I'll give it to B, mostly just because that'll be more free damage or more turns your enemy will take to deal with them, and the higher level he gets, the more ghosts and better they are. But it's iffy there for them. Let's see, sorry, I'm trying to keep up with all this. Anwin, right here for Sylvan. I gotta put it in C. He only gets more damage to favored enemies, so if you don't really have one or not facing them enough, then it's not really worth it. But still, having that plus basic defense and protection is definitely pretty good. Dario here. I think I gotta drop them both to D, honestly. I think having increased wasp swarm is just not good. You're not really gonna cast that very often, and even when you do, it's not, you know, it's not a very strong spell to be, you know, talking highly about, but it can be good if used right. But so Helmer, all of the casting this man does is insane. I think he definitely, I mean, we see him in the duel series. He starts with 2 casts on his entire team, which can be, that in itself is super, super strong. Honestly, I'll put him up in S. I think he deserves it just because of that. Having so many casts on all his units is, I mean, it's just free casting, so why not? It's super good. Let's see, who else? I know I'm missing, I don't remember everybody's name, and a lot of these heroes, like I said, I don't play with, so some of them I definitely have to reread what they do. Urena. Alright, which one? So Urena is the extra Shadow Witch shot, which I don't really think that's super good. I mean, to have that happen is nice, but it's so infrequent that it's not even really worth it there. Minotaur hero here with Kythra. I mean, I'll give her a B. I'm pretty sure that's her anyway. I could be wrong. Lethos. Starting with so many people poisoned is very strong, no matter at what point in the game. It's free damage throughout the entire game. Basically, it's very, very nice. I definitely think he's one of the better dungeon heroes for sure. Centaur here. Reduced mana cost is definitely nice. So because of that, I'll give him an A, because Dungeon's definitely much more of a casting team because they have so few creatures. So I'll give him an A for that, and having reduced mana, but it's nothing crazy. Urbeth with mana regen and some dark spells and stuff, I'll give her B. It's okay, it's nothing too fancy. And this is the scout hero, so scouts are one of the worst in the game. I'll give him an S just because at least with the poison it can be pretty decent there. And then this is the Grim Raider hero, which I think they're decent. I'm only going to give them a B though, just because they're not that great. They're definitely much more utility just with them walking around, or when another person hits them that they do the extra hit. But other than that, it's a little more iffy there. So let's see, I'm trying to find Academy because I want to make sure I get everybody's name right. So Yora, her turns come faster, which can definitely be nice. I'll give that to A, because Academy again's very spell based, like dungeon for sure. Let's see, who else do we got? So we know. Sorry, this is taking forever, guys. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody and all their stuff right. So Marbus gains magic resistance, all of his creatures do, which is super good for free. So why not, right? Nimus's gating is increased, which can be okay, but he does start with luck and magic resistance, so I'm going to put him in A as well, mostly because of the luck and magic resistance. Gating increase is decent, but gating definitely doesn't always really save you there, but it's still a nice, it's a nice start. Let's see. So you are the, I think it's you. I might be wrong. We'll skip them for now. I'm trying to do everybody's name that I remember, so I'm not incorrect. I know some people I haven't said their name, but we're going through, trying to go through everybody. Blade Dancer hero, I think is good. I think Blade Dancer, while they're pretty nice attack, okay defense, they are a little bit more on the worst side as far as Sylvan heroes. Not that they're bad, but they're definitely on the lower end of Sylvan heroes for sure. Let's see, who else? So I know this is the Unicorn hero, and I think that's pretty decent. Unicorns are one of the, I feel like all Sylvan creatures are pretty strong here. But U3 is who I am mixing up here for Haven. So one of you is the peasant hero, and then Okay, so you are the peasant. I'm just gonna give that to B. I don't think it's insane. Pathfinder Logistics, give that to S, and then better haste, and that just is not really that great. Logistics is going to be way more helpful than haste ever will be, to me anyway, at least as far as like consistent helpfulness. That's where I would place everybody. But everybody else is a little mixed and matched for me, so I'm going to go through to Necropolis here. Zoltan enemy spells can be blocked and locked, especially after they use them. I think that'll be B. I think early game that's pretty strong because there's not that many spells. Late game to have so many, they can just kind of keep casting different ones and it'll be okay. But I guess eventually that it just gets stronger the longer the round goes on, so that can definitely be pretty insane. But better raise dead here for Vladimir. I'll give it to C because in the fight it's going to be very, very strong, but then they all just go away anyway, so it's kind of you know, bittersweet type of thing. But let's see, who else do we have? A lot of Academy here, Inferno, Sylvan, and then a lot of these. I don't remember everybody's name. A lot of these people I don't even know. But I believe this is the Succubus hero. Succubus is alright to me. And then let me see if I remember any of these Fortress hero names. That's Stronghold. Brand is success of runes is increased. Erling is the priest hero, which is strong to me. Learn more rune spells with Inga, and then Ingvar is the guardian hero, which to me is pretty trash, because why would you do it? And then Svi is lightning based. Spells are irresistible. Okay, that's pretty strong. But from all of these, that's who those are in no particular order, so I do apologize for that. And we'll just do that with the rest of them, because I'm not going to pretend like I even know. But, you know, who plays all of these heroes anyway? So one of these guys is the Chieftain hero. I'm guessing it's this one, but I could be wrong. Let's see, Krog, first combat attack and increased hero damage. Nothing crazy. Telsik is the warrior hero. Which warriors are decent, I guess. Urghat is just movement points and basic logistics, which is decent. And then that's all of them, I guess. I feel like I keep missing heroes in there. We have a chieftain here, if I didn't say that, but I believe I already did. So between all of these guys, that was 5. I think we got 5 in there, or at least 4. Who we got now? Academy is going to be these 4. Who we missing? Okay, vulnerability spell increase for one of these is nothing. Narxix, which I believe is you. You're the mage hero. I'll give you to B. You know, I'll even go to A just because I feel like mages definitely run Academy for sure. Nathers increase fire spells, which is nothing crazy, and Nurs restore ammo. So that's the last of those 3. I would believe you no matter who you told me was any of them. Let's see, so okay, we got all of Dungeon already, looks like, which is nice. Then we got Sylvan, so these 3 left. Enraged ability for one of them. Starts with a ballista, nothing crazy. Venrail, increased experience, which might be nice. And then increased initiative with the other one. So it could be okay, but I wouldn't put any of them above B from what's left of them. Did all Necropolis because they're my peeps. And Inferno, okay, one of these. 3 is Alistair, which is Confusion Spell increase. It's not really crazy to me. I mean, Confusion Spell is definitely super strong, but, you know, how much better can it really get? Grok, Hero, movement increase, so just a Pathfinder. That's nothing crazy. And then Nibiros is luck increased, which that can definitely be pretty strong. But other than that, I would still not really put any of them above B either. These are pretty much all, at best, you're looking at maybe some of them being A, but everybody's lower. That's where I would place everybody. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think, where you guys would place all of your favorite and least favorite Heroes of Might and Magic 5 heroes. I do apologize for this being a little bit of a wonky. I tried to write down everybody's staying over here, but the pictures definitely don't help with the names, so I can't remember who everybody is off the top of my head, so I do apologize for that. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out all my other tier lists, which are much better done than this one. Promise you, especially for heroes. We got updated town. We got all of the updated creatures coming out as well, so check those out, and we will see you guys in the next one.